It's me, Rasheen. How are you? I hope you're all well. It's the week 7 of our weight loss journey, and I am glad to say that I'm well on my way and back on track. Last week, which was week number 7, I lost 5 pounds, which almost made up for those 2 yuck weeks of weight gain that I had gained 3 pounds each. So now at week number 7, I am at an overall weight loss of 9.4 pounds. And I'd say not too shabby, so I'll take it. I've been doing some thinking, and I can probably say this because I'm not at a super low right now, but I feel pretty lucky. And lucky in the sense that I know a lot of people who say that they try and try to lose weight and it takes forever to see results. And I know I can just imagine how hard that must be. And I say that I'm lucky because for me, I think my body is pretty responsive. Um, I mean, that can be a good thing and a bad thing because sometimes I feel like I can just look at food and I put on weight. Um, but the food in reality that I eat each day and the amount of activity um, that I do for the day, it is reflected accurately on the scale. So I know that when I put in effort that I am going to see results, and this is a really good thing. But it can also be intimidating and easily throw you off when you see that your weight is going up because you've made an unhealthy choice. And that's probably why, a lot of people give up. And so it's recommended that you not check the scale every day and actually weigh in once a week. But I do check it every day. And if you take a look at my food journal on SeeingRred.com, the template, it actually has a spot where you can record your weight every day, and you don't have to. But I do because I find it fascinating how my body responds to the daily choices that I make. Now, at certain points, I remember when I'd started my weight loss journey in 2014, the first time, the doubt would kick in every single time that I even gained a half a pound or even less than that. It caused a lot of anxiety and worry. But this time I know that, my mind's in a different place. I feel like this is a long-term commitment that, the way I've set it up, it's like a slow process of losing pounds. And I accept and know that sometimes my weight's going to go up. And, but as soon as, I put some effort into it, I can pull it back down. So I'm not going to let that overwhelming fear get to me enough so that I give up. I'm not going to. There's a lot of things going on in my mind. Every week so far that I was focused and following the weekly goals, and I didn't snack in between meals or fall victim to sweets or eat too many large portions, which is my modus operandi, I did lose weight. And I know and I expect that one of these days my body may plateau, where my body will become accustomed to the changes that I've made, and I'll have to, kick it up a notch and do more to see results. The journal that I have, not the initial simple journal that I, started out with long ago, but the one that I've built up over the years and that's gone under like, I don't know, a gazillion revisions. It has one weekly goal that I believe that has helped me to keep burning calories and has kept me from plateauing. This is increasing the intensity and the frequency of my physical activities. And I think this is key because, like I said in the past, I did have plateaus and I had to do this, but I haven't seen anything so far. Like my body is responding, and that's a good thing. Now, in 2014, I remember being so heavy that it hurt to walk. My thighs were rubbing together and my legs were really tired even after 10 minutes, and I had to rest. Well, I remember that's how I began back then. And I just walked at first. Walking was enough. My body just wanted some activity and some movement, and it started me going. But I learned a little while after that and years before from trips to the gym, enduring, like, earlier weight loss attempts, that doing intervals was the most effective way in burning calories. So interval training is where you alternate between high intensity workouts with short resting periods in between. So for example, they say that if you do a 15-minute interval workout, it burns more calories than jogging on a treadmill for an hour, which I used to do, and because I didn't know the difference. Your heart is pumping, you're increasing your metabolism, and you're burning more calories at the resting stage and even after the workout. So it's really good to do interval training. Sorry. So with this in mind, I adjusted my walking patterns. Instead of just walking, I would walk for 5 minutes and then jog for 30 seconds at a higher speed. This is way at the beginning. And that was excruciating, believe it or not. Just even that 30 seconds, I was like, oh my God, how am I going to make it, And I was counting down the seconds. Each time I went for a walk, I increased the jog for 5 to 10 seconds until I was like walking for 5 minutes and then jogging for 1 minute. I worked myself up to that. I went from a 5-minute walk with 1 minute jog to a 4-minute walk and a 1 minute jog. So less resting in between the jogs. And I worked up to 4 minutes of walking to 2 minutes of jogging, and then half and half. It's one of my weekly goals, and it's part of my thinking now. So it's always in the back of my mind how I can do a little bit more, even if it's just a tiny bit, pushing myself to do something a little bit more each time that I do anything that's physical. Since the beginning of this 12-week round of the weight loss journey, I have been going for walks twice a week with other physical activity, but just walking when I go for a walk, but at a really good pace. The week on my walks with this week actually was a little bit different. We walked our butts off. I think it was the most fast-paced we've ever walked. It started off because we were strapped for time and we didn't think we could do our long route, so we did our short 70-minute route instead. Now, knowing that I was strapped for time, I wanted to make the most of the time that I had. So I decided to at least, put some effort and focus onto improving my breathing, my form, my posture, and my stride. And I, listened to my body all the way along and kind of, tried to appreciate what was going on inside. Well, the short route with, walking at such a fast pace, it was amazing. And it took only 57 minutes. At the end of it, Em was like, you were walking really fast. Are you getting ready to like jog or something? And he sounded kind of worried. Now, the funny story, a few weeks ago, I went to my Friday night karate class, and there are about 5 or 6 brown belts that are getting ready to grade for their black belt. And it's coming up, the grading is coming up in a few months. So our senpai, our instructor, decided that from now on and for the next few months, she was going to make, or maybe from now on, she was going to make the higher belt adult classes really intense to the point of extreme in order to prepare the candidates for their grading. And so when I heard that, I was like, oh my God, yikes. That night, it really did put some fear into me. Anxiety went right through me when I heard that I'd have to jog for so long. I made up my mind to just, try my best and accept my fate. And to my surprise, and probably a bunch of other people in the dojo, I jogged the whole time, never stopping, never getting a cramp, or even losing my breath. I was so amazed. When I think about it now, I still can't believe it. When I think of it, it's such a joke. I would have been adding 5 minutes to my jog each week, probably for the next 2 years, working up to a 30-minute jog. And just like that, I realized that I could do it because I was pushed a little bit. So now I have that to work on and to know that I can push myself a little bit more. And I'm kind of excited to get my new running shoes that I'm getting myself for my upcoming birthday, and to start my weekly, not walking, but weekly jogging. How super wonderful is that? So excited. So for this week, for this week's homework, I am going to increase the intensity and frequency of my workouts. And I'm also going to start thinking about my sleep. That's something that has been plaguing me forever, and I don't get enough sleep. I'm actually going on about 1.5 hours of sleep. Couldn't fall asleep last night, so I just stayed up working. And I'm still functioning, but I think over time it's going to really hit me, and that's something that I really need to work on. I know that with more sleep, the more sleep you get, your body works better, you think better, you're less cranky. All of those things are things that I need to consider, and I really need to increase the amount of sleep I get every night to actually allow my body to rest, and to allow my body to rebuild and rejuvenate, and to burn calories as I rest. And so that's something that I am continuing. Now, just another note, it's Easter weekend coming up. Actually, tomorrow is Good Friday. I've got a lot of weekend festivities and a lot of food challenges to deal with, I know. Not looking forward to that part. Here's what I plan to do, though. I'm actually going to avoid some events. I'm going to stay home where it's easier to be in control of my eating, and that's okay because it allows me to spend some time with my family too. But where I do have to go out, I know that I'm going to do some things. I'm going to eat ahead before the gathering, so I don't go there starved and end up eating like a lunatic. I'm going to have my water bottle handy, because I'm going to keep sipping throughout the whole time. You know, every time I feel an urge to grab something, I'm going to take a sip of water. That's a good trick, and it fills you up and you feel satisfied and hydrated. I'm not a big drinker, so water is going to be my drink for the night, which works out for me. And I'm also going to take my food journal with me. This is like a trick, I don't know, works for me. Just knowing that I have to write down whatever I'm eating, and you know, be accountable for it. It keeps me thinking about, you know, what I'm choosing to eat, and it sometimes works as a deterrent. Sometimes I'm going to take some healthy snacks in my bag, especially for the going to like family's house, and it's a long duration of time, a long period of time. I don't know what they're going to have, so I'm going to take a couple of snacks, maybe even for along the way. My favorite granola bar, or my homemade carrot bran muffins that have carob chips and blueberries or raisins in it. And those kinds of things, my favorite things I like to keep on hand, and you know, because they often hit the spot when I feel the urge to eat something and I need a hit of sugar. I'm going to take some light popcorn and some seaweed snacks, which my kids and I love, and it's a great substitute for a bowl of chips, and you know, that I usually park myself in front of. And if need be, I'm going to take my own salad, or make that as my contribution to wherever I'm going. This is a filler, one that's necessary for me when there's loads of treats and chocolates left all over the place by our beloved Easter Bunny. And I expect that this weekend is going to be full of challenges. In fact, I just got back from the grocery. I was shopping out there in the rain, in the spring rain, buying loads of stuff for our Good Friday dinner at my house tomorrow, with lots of seafood, a nice big salad, and of course a special fondue with chocolate. So I am literally preparing myself mentally right now for what's to come. I'm a little bit nervous, I have to say. No, indulge a little bit, but don't go too far where you can't reel yourself back or you feel guilty about it, or maybe don't worry about too much of a guilt and just enjoy it. Just work harder when, you know, you're back on track the next day, and you know, just never give up. Just keep going. Have a wonderful weekend. And to those who are celebrating, happy Easter. And to those who are not, and even if you are, have a wonderful weekend, a happy, happy weekend. See you soon. Bye-bye.